And action. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is Unmixed and Unmastered, episode 15. I keep on messing it up. I keep on saying the wrong numbers. But yeah, it's episode 15. I'm here today with Candler. Is that how you say it?
Yes. Hi.
Would you like to introduce yourself? For
Yeah, my name's Kamler, as he said. I'm a really big fan of music and the band Battles, in particular their album Mirrored. Um, you can follow me on Instagram. It's Kamler.redden is the name. And yeah, I'm excited to be on this podcast talking about this album.
yeah, I'm delighted by your choice. This is a good one. So why did you choose this
Thank
one?
you.
Yeah.
It's just an album that I've always because there's like many other albums I was able to like write reviews about, but this one I just never was able to, or at least like finish writing a review about it. So I felt like speaking about it, I could articulate it better than words.
mm. Yeah, and so yeah, we're talking about battles today. So how did you get into battles? And I'll say my
Um,
story.
it was actually the Needle Drop, Anthony Fantano. I saw his video reviewing their album Gloss Drop, and I looked up one of the songs, Ice Cream. That was it. And I watched it and I liked it, but I didn't really like it a lot. I I felt like I had to like see more of the band, and I did when I saw the video for Atlas, and that was like nothing I'd ever heard before. And this was probably around 2022. So I've been a fan of them going on about 3 years now.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's really interesting. So for me, I got into them in like I don't know when did Bee Juice release or
Juice Be Crips,
Juice Be?
2019.
Yeah, I got into them like probably in 2020 when Black
Oh,
Midi
okay.
started like touring with them a little bit,
Yeah.
and I only really listened to this one because I just want to get into a lot of like math rock stuff because I'm pretty young. I'm 16, so this is kind
Oh,
of
okay.
like yeah, like 2020 was like the first like time like I got into getting into music and listening to it on my own. And so yeah, like Battles was one of them, and I went back to the one with the food on it, La Di Da,
Lottie Dottie.
which
Yeah,
is
that one.
it's not my favorite, but then I went back into the two, and yeah, I love Gloss Drop. That's probably my favorite one
Nice.
out of all of them. And yeah, um, so do you want to introduce the band for the people watching?
Yeah. The band is an experimental math rock band that formed in 2002 with original members Tyonde Braxton on vocals, keys, and guitar, Ian Williams on keys and guitar, Dave Kanoka on guitar, bass, and effects, and John Stanier on drums. That was the original lineup starting from 2002 to 2010 when Tyonde left the band to pursue his solo career.
Mm-hmm.
And then after that, they were a three piece until about 2018 when Dave Kanoka left the band. Now it's just Ian and John.
Yeah, when looking into like the live sets in when they're a two piece is like it's pretty insane. Like they have to
Yeah,
manage kind
that
of.
is insane. Just like all the little intricate parts, managing all the loops and then all the actual like live playing is just like insane.
Yeah, and yeah, so for this album they signed to Warped Records. That was
Yep.
and throughout their whole career they're still signed to them. And they were kind of like along with Broadcast, that other band with like the plus or like or not, I mean the exclamation points, chick 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 or whatever. That
Oh
band.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
And some other ones I can't remember, but they were kind of like the bands that Warped wanted to like sign to like diversify their like their genres a little bit more.
Yeah, makes sense.
And yeah, so we were talking about Ian Williams and Tiondai Braxton. Is that how you say it? I think
Hyundai, Hyundai. I think it's Hyundai.
Hyundai. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so both of them for me, Ian Williams, I love all of his like works with that the math rock band Don Calabrero, Barrow, yeah, and also Storm and Stress. That's probably my favorite out of all of them. Kind of,
That's like weird. I can never really get into Storm and Stress. Maybe I have to try again sometime. I did really like Don Cab though.
yeah,
I
Don
really do
Cab.
like that.
Yeah, I just love the self-titled Storm and Stress album. It's just really like all over the place, and you can kind of
Yeah.
see the Don Cab in it, and yeah. Um, but yeah, like, well, what's your favorite out of it? Is it just battles or?
I'd probably have to go with Battles. Don Cab though is really fantastic. I'd say that. I mean, without Don Cab, we probably wouldn't have Battles. Probably not, but I don't know. I just Battles. I just I don't know. I
Yeah,
just Battles for me.
yeah. And yeah, we were talking about Hyundai Braxton. I haven't listened to any of his works, unfortunately.
I definitely recommend his first album. You can find it on YouTube. I don't think like I think it's like someone uploaded like a playlist of the different songs on YouTube. It's called History That Has No Effect or something like that. Really similar to his stuff in Battles, but a lot more darker. But if you want some more like of that sort of stuff he does in battles, um,
Mm,
I recommend his first solo record, Central Market. That has a more of a classical angle to it, but it still has a lot of the really just kind of cartoonish stuff that he does, like the vocals and the all that stuff. Um,
mm.
yeah,
So he like, oh, so he kind of like does like the loops as well on that on his stuff.
yeah, he that's like he started because he was even doing loops back like before he started with battles. Like if you find like I think there's a few like live videos floating around of a solo work, and you can like see it's like loops. And it's really interesting like how he does it all just by himself.
Mm-hmm.
Um, just the guitar, the beatboxing, the vocals, everything.
Yeah, he definitely is like the driving force on Mirrored, and you can definitely
Oh,
tell.
100%.
Yeah, like he gets like everything down to it, and yeah, like
Exactly.
it always feels like for the newer stuff, it always feels like a little bit stripped down without
Yeah.
him. Like some of the songs are not like I don't know as what's the word like mm, I don't know they're not as like noisy on a
Oh
lot of
yeah, I
them.
get what you mean.
Yeah, I and yeah, so this is the discography. We kind of talked about them, but yeah. And would you like to play a track for the people watching?
Uh, I, I, I don't know how to do that on my
Oh
phone.
wait, well I'll play it. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Okay, yeah.
Oh wait, yeah. And so you chose Atlas and Rainbow,
Yeah,
and so we're gonna
yeah.
play Atlas first because it's kind of
Okay,
the
yeah.
biggest song on the record. And yeah, why did you choose this one?
I think it really it's one, it's a fantastic song, but two, it's the first song that like I really got hooked into battles when I first heard it. And I think it's obviously just probably the biggest song of their career. It's like one that pretty much everyone, even if they don't know the band battles, they probably heard it just because it's like it's been in like so much stuff, commercials, movies. It was in Little Big Planet 1, and yeah, that's it.
All right, yeah. So let's play it for you guys, and yeah.
I have something to say about the vocals that are coming up.
Oh yeah. Here, you can
So
talk while it's
all
going.
right, so basically, when the vocals are starting, a lot of people think that he's like sort of singing through a pitch shifter, and he technically kind of is. What he does is he
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 sings
has a
through a
line 60.
pedal. right?
Yeah, he has a Line 6004 looper pedal, which I actually also have. And what he
Mm-hmm.
does is he's he sort of sings, he sort of pitches his voice and captures that loop of his voice being pitched up, and then he has a foot switch pedal. So he's technically still singing, but he's like alternating between the high pitched voice and his normal voice, kind
Oh.
of create this illusion. And I actually read that in an article where the band sort of broke down the song like part by part, and I just always thought that was pretty interesting.
Yeah, because he's always like moving with that thing, and okay, I didn't realize it was
Yeah.
for the vocals. Yeah. Yeah. What do you think about?
And also,
Oh yeah, go ahead.
all right, what were you gonna say?
Oh, what do you think about his drumming on this one?
I think it's really great. Like I think it's that shuffle beat. You've heard it in a lot of other songs,
Mm-hmm.
but I think like this particular song, it just really it really keeps the momentum going because this is a very repetitive song in its like actual sense. It's just like this like very simple like riff, but the components of it keep progressing and changing. Like nothing is ever like really simple in its like execution.
Mm-hmm.
With the vocals,
very
the
technical.
guitar sound, yeah, the bass. It's all simple what they're playing, but how they execute it is just like it's very interesting. And this part is probably my favorite, which he's actually using at line 6 too. He's like messing with the loop and he's like tapping the tempo on the line 6004, which is a really great pedal. And I actually got the pedal because of this band.
And you're a musician, right?
Yeah, I do some stuff. You can look me up on Bandcamp. It's Camler Redden.
Mm-hmm.
My stuff is not directly inspired by battles, but shares more of a similar approach to like looping. It's more inspired by Black Dice and Eric Copeland.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I've listened to some of your songs. I can see the influences there. It's really good.
Yeah.
So yeah, check it out.
Thank you.
And yeah, make sure to send me the link after, and I'll put it in the description.
All right, I will. Also, this video is just like really great.
Yeah, I think they have made a lot of good music videos. Like
Exactly.
They're good at that.
This one, Ice Cream, My Machines, with the guy like on the elevator.
Oh my gosh, it's so good. You're just falling and going back up, yeah.
And actually, like I had actually seen the music video before I even knew about the band, because back in 2011, they sort of did another season of the show Beavis and Butthead, and on that season, like they did in the previous seasons, they would have the characters sort of reacting to music videos, and they had them
Oh.
react to that music video, My Machines. Now I didn't like know it at the time, but like years going back, I was like, oh wait, see the video, oh wait, I recognize this, and then it's like, oh yeah, that's that video. So yeah.
Yeah, I didn't know they actually I thought it was only like Little Big Planet and like another game that their songs are in, but apparently I guess they have a lot of stuff throughout their discography.
Yeah.
And yeah, so this album in particular was, reviewed pretty positively among all of the kind of articles and stuff like that. Like Pitchfork called it, "Battles have done more to extend the idea of a flesh and blood band enhanced by computer technology than anyone else as of late." And this random guy on Rate Your Music said, "People are so weird on RYM. Pitchfork loves this. So that's the kiss of death for all hipper than thou. Don't listen to them. This will knock your socks off." And yeah, so you can see it's very very well loved. And is it you think it's considered like a classic in kind of their space?
I think it is a classic in the 2000s experimental rock math rock scene, but the overall music scene, I don't know. I do think it is very underappreciated, and like as I think like there's a time period where it sort of kind of became like not as talked about, but I think over time it's starting to get more talked about again with, as you said, their touring with Black Midi and people rediscovering the music. You know,
Hmm. Yeah, and yeah, so yeah, you were talking about like the bands and like what was like happening in like New York to for this like to happen. There was like a lot of like weird stuff going on, in especially
I
in.
think what it was because Ty Ande actually talked about this. Like Black Dice, a really big influence on him, just on
Oh
how they
yeah.
play and how stuff like that. And you can tell if you listen to like the way he does loops is very similar to what Black Dice does. Animal Collective, um, yeah, I think also Math Rock, like Don Cab,
Yeah, and
um, bassist Dave was in this band called Links. Just like all this stuff, I feel like kind of coalesced into what Battles was.
mm-hmm. Kind of like it's like kind of an amalgamation of all of their influences
Exactly, exactly.
into this. And yeah, like how does this compare to like other like math rock bands that you're talking like Don Cab and like what else? There's some other like math rock like Toe. Um
Toe, I think Toe's pretty similar. Um, there's the band Everything Everything, which is more of like a pop, progressive pop band. But if you listen to their first couple records, particularly that first album, you can definitely tell the influence of Battles on their style of writing and playing. Um, I think Battles really stands in their feel their own. Like there's other bands that have the looping stuff, and there's other bands that are like technical, but there's something about the way Battles does it, particularly on this record, that there's a there's a way that they make a song that is like Rainbow. It's very dark sounding,
mm,
but then there would be like a part in the song where these sort of like cartoonish sort of like little like vocal samples or loops like come in, and then it kind of like makes it not sound as dark, but
yeah,
it still
it's
is.
like
It just
cuz like kind of like the theme is like kind of like technology is like taking over
exactly,
and
exactly, yeah,
so it's like yeah, it's like it's like kind of like a paradox because it's like that, and then it's like it's so playful, and like
exactly,
and it feels so just like I don't know I love like the architecture of this album almost.
same.
It's like it's so I think it's well thought out, and I think I like the architecture more so than like I guess like the um I don't know like the songs themselves almost like
Hmm.
like I feel like even though like it like Gloss Drop is kind of like that for me. Like I feel like I like more of like the songs themselves than like the idea presented.
Oh, I get what you mean. I get what you mean.
Yeah, and yeah, we were talking about like Braxton's like vocals. Like what do you think? Like what do you think makes them so like good?
I
Almost.
think
Yeah.
what makes them so good is one, as I said, the sort of juxtaposition between what the band is doing and then what he's doing. But also, I think the way he's able to capture like a loop on a like just capture a loop and then sort of play along with the band, like the song Landecker at the very end when he sort of it's kind of doing what Dave is doing in that part in Atlas with like the bass, but this time he's doing the vocals. He's sort of messing with the loop and kind of changing around the rhythm. And I think that's just really cool. The way the vocals at the end of Racing sort of sound like they're being shot up into the heavens, like just
Oh yeah.
the way they end. That's like it's just because the longest time I didn't know how he did it, and I know now, but it's still just like
It's kind of like the it goes like higher, right? Like that's the part
yeah,
you're
it goes
talking.
higher, 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 higher. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I love that like one for me that like really shows the off the wheels. I like the song "The Diamond" or whatever you call it.
Oh yeah, I love that. It's just
It-
very like very fast paced and insane.
Yeah, just like it goes like from like low to high like so fast. I love it. It's like an arpeggio kind of almost. I don't
Yeah,
know.
I think it is the best representation of like the album cover to me because it sounds like the vocals being ping ponged like off the sides of like the mirror. If
Mm,
you really if you yeah, so I don't know if that's my favorite song. I do think it's probably the most representative of the album. Um, on like if you just look at like the album cover and you heard the songs, like oh yeah, that sounds like the album cover. I mean, all of the songs do, but that one in particular.
mm-hmm. And yeah, and like throughout the whole like um let me hear wait, let me see. Yeah, like specifically like about like what do you think about like the lyrics on these like tracks? They're very like um drowned out, but there's still a lot of like stuff in there, kind of.
I think the lyrics are when there are like 'cause a lot of times the lyric.
Oh,
Crap.
it's okay, it's okay.
My Bluetooth headphones disconnected.
Oh, it's okay,
All
it's
right.
okay.
The lyrics like on Atlas, D Diamond D, Rainbow, Bad Trails. I think Tonto kind of has lyrics in a sense. They're like this like repetitive like refrain on Tonto, but it's not really a full like song.
Wait, here, I'll pull up the lyrics of Atlas, and it kind of goes into like um the theme of technology, kind of
Oh, definitely.
taking over like the people won't be people when they hear the sound because like the sounds that they're making now are like so like um different from like or like kind of like dehumanized a little bit like
Yeah.
sort of you just like won't like be a person. It's kind of like now like AI is taking over like kind of the music space.
Oh yeah.
Is that one band that's not even real? I don't even know what it's called, but they're
I think I know what you're talking about.
it's got yeah like apparently like the Spotify the people are listening to this like garbage and I'm like it's like
I think the band's called Velvet Sundown or some crap
yeah
like that.
and it's kind of like it's kind of like a like telling of what would come like not necessarily like the machines are like taking over but like I guess like software and like AI is
Also, I think another point to the lyrics is
mm-hmm.
that the lyrics to me almost seem like a sort of like very cultish in a sense, kind of like John L. Where by Black Midi, where
Mm-hmm.
it's this very sort of like lurching, sort of like marching, stopping sort of beat, and then you have this like hypnotizing like vocal that like, and it's like repeating this like mantra: "People won't be people." They hear the sound over and over again. It's almost like sort of to the point of hypnotizing the listener. Um, I don't know if that was the point of it, but I think that something I kind of felt when I listened to the song.
Yeah like sort of like he's like a rock star like commanding like
Yeah,
the crowd or something
yeah, exactly. Yeah,
sort of yeah
robotic rock star.
yeah mechanical
Yeah.
yeah what do you think about like the title mirrored like
The mirror, the title. I think it's great. I think it's really indicative of what the um album sounds like. The album cover, obviously. I want to say I think I heard that they came up with the title either after they did the album cover or before. I'm not 100% sure. Um, Also, another fun fact I heard, don't quote me on this, I don't know how true it is, but I heard the album is like, if you play it backwards,
oh
like I guess if you like reverse it or something, the album is the same for backwards to forwards or something like that. I don't know how true it is, but
yeah I think yeah I've never heard that theory but that sounds interesting maybe I have to try that
yeah,
and see
I saw it on some YouTube comments. I don't take that as fact, but
yeah I
and I don't even know how I don't even know how that would like work to be honest with you, but
yeah like I think
it'd be
like
cool if it was.
the title like mirrored like it kind of like yeah it like shows in like the song. Like when we played Atlas, like that part that you really like, the one where it's like the piano and then it's like the guitar. Like they're kind of like play
Yeah.
like it's like they're like having like conversation, like reflecting back and forth almost.
Oh, exactly, exactly. I really like that.
Yeah, and I think they do that a lot on this album. Like towards like
Exactly.
the end, there's one song, can't think of it. But it's like when it's like the both guitars are like kind of reflecting off of playing off of each other. No way, I don't know
Yeah.
which one. Yeah. Um.
Maybe it's Race Out because at the end, Race Out, it's like you have Tyon Day, his guitar part, he'll play his guitar, and then Ian will play his guitar, and then Dave will play his guitar, and it sort of sounds like it's sort of like being like sort of ping ponging from each like person. Like he'll play his part, he'll play his part, he'll play his part, and it's sort of creating like an endless loop where it sounds like a seamless full part, even though each person is just playing a part of the
Mm-hmm.
whole loop. I think that's maybe what you're referring to, but I
Yeah.
could be wrong.
I yeah. Speaking like of the guitars, like I really like Ian Williams like guitar playing.
I think his is very like cyclical and almost like I think when he like is playing with the keyboard is like really great. Dave has a very deeper sort of almost like bass like tone, and the Ty has
Yeah.
like a really weird like sort of sharp noisy kind of sound. I think Ty's is probably my favorite, but I think Ian probably has written more of my favorite like main parts because he's doing the main part on Atlas, he's doing the main part on Racing. Tonto, I think it's like all of them sort of playing together. So I can't say maybe Dave does the main part on Tonto,
Mm-hmm.
but yeah,
That bass I can never like figure out. It's like manipulated, right?
yeah.
I can never like really hear it clearly. I always think it's something else.
Also, another thing that like when I listen to the song Atlas, I like to imagine like it's the song. I like to imagine like in my head like two like robots in like a boxing ring fighting, and then the part where like the when Dave is doing the thing with like the pedal and the bait and like the pedal. I can like to imagine like at that point one of the robots is like falling down,
Mm.
and then like that part is just the robot trying to get back up, and then like and then it finally goes back to it where it's like it's the part with like Dave. Oh, sorry, not Dave. Ian and Ty, and they're doing the thing with like the keyboard and the guitar. I think that sort of gets back into it, and then like it, and then the song goes back to like where it was. You
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I that's really funny. I like that. Um,
Thank you.
yeah. So like Braxton's like exit. Like, do you think they could like if Braxton like continue to stay in battles? Do you think they could or like do something that could be better than? Can they outdo the mirrored? I guess.
I don't think so because if you there are a few like live performances they did around 2009 when they started writing the material for Gloss, what would become Gloss Drop. And you could just tell that there was a disconnect between Ty and the band. Like there's a live performance of what would now be known as My Machines, and he's doing the vocal part and some keyboard part,
Mm.
and it's still like it's still his normal thing of being cartoonish, but when the band is sort of doing that sort of more like playful, sort of catchier stuff, and then you're doing that, it kind of like there's really no juxtaposition. It just kind of like it feels like they're doing their thing, and then he's over here doing his thing. There's a disconnect. I still kind of like it, but they just weren't liking it at all. Even John, the drummer, in an interview for I think the BBC, said like something about like really ridiculous, terrible vocals
Oh.
that were
Mm.
being done for the album. They just weren't gelling together, and I think if it wasn't working out, then I think it was the right decision for Ty to leave to pursue a solo career. Because I don't want to, I don't want them to make a record that like
Yeah, that's like rushed
sucked,
or
that like yeah rushed and sucked, and then ruined the legacy. Because we still got a fantastic follow up to Mirrored, you know.
yeah,
So
Gloss Drop. Yeah, I love like the because like I don't really. I think the instrumentals on Gloss Drop are like the instrumental songs are worse than Mirrored. I just like the
Oh
instrumental,
yeah,
but I think the part like I think they would also do this really well on their 2019 record, and they wouldn't do it on the Yavadi something. Yeah, and they would like bring like guest like musicians out, and
yeah.
I think that was like for that's for me like just like really like good. Like I think they really work well with vocals, honestly, than
And I
instrumental.
think I even said at one point in time that like battles when they like do the when they like Gloss Drop and Juice Be Crips, they're like the gorillas of math rock with like the
Mm.
guest vocals.
Yeah, yeah, that is true. The like what is that album like Plastic
Classic Beach.
yeah, Plastic Beach. That one has a lot of like the guest vocals.
Yeah, yeah, that
Yeah.
one was a big one.
Yeah, I really like that one.
Me too.
um but yeah, where do we want to go with this? Do you want to play another song?
Yeah, we can play Rainbow.
Yeah, okay, let's play Rainbow. So, why did you choose Rainbow?
Oh, I just as I said, the juxtaposition between like the more darker, heavier sounds with like the sort of the little like there's like a little intricate parts in like the composition before like the main vocals come in at the end. Um, it sort of it sounds like being in like a like just like a dark room, and then there's
Mm.
just like these like little elves in the room with you that you can hear, but you don't know where they are. That's like that's the best way to describe it. I don't know, just everything about it. It's very like there's the part with like all the guitars, where all the full band is playing. It has this like twang to it.
Mm.
Um, and I really like the drumming is on point, the guitars, the vocals at the end. It's like very euphoric. Um,
Mm.
I don't know. I just think it's great.
All right, yeah, let's play and we can talk over it
All right.
because it's an 8 minute song.
Yeah, yeah. I think Battles are coming out with a new record.
Really? Oh yeah, because they've been performing. I don't know. That's what
Yeah, I
the
think
latest I've
yeah,
seen.
yeah, because I know like I followed the band on Instagram and they'll post like uh videos and pictures of them in the studio. Um,
Oh.
so hopefully we'll get something. I think I would I'd like love um I don't know if this would like happen,
Mm-hmm.
but I would love if battles were to like either like do what they do in the studio, like Ian does all his parts, John does all his parts, and then like when they perform live, they have like a full band doing all the
Oh.
parts. Because sometimes like watching it, it is cool seeing them like do mangle sort of all the loops and kind of like have them like playing, but it sometimes it feels a little like
Yeah, I think like when they play in that performance with Black Midi or like touring with Black Midi, there was one, and they played Atlas. I don't know if they could like they need 4 people. It feels like to do that
yeah.
those songs, and yeah, it feels very like janky and like
Yeah, because it's like with Atlas on that performance, because there's like a live performance on YouTube,
hmm
Boiler Room.
yeah, that's the one
Uh,
I'm thinking of. Yeah.
okay, yeah, yeah. That like I do like the performance, but at the same time, there's like other parts like in the song that were having to like be taken out,
hmm
like that like Dave or Ty did that like I don't know. Like, I'm not saying they have to go get Dave and Ty, but
Yeah,
I
because
really
then
do think like it'd
mhm.
just be great if they like got a band to do the new songs and
hmm
old songs, of course.
Yeah, so they haven't. Yeah, they haven't released any like singles. They're just like recording it right now. They're in the process. It
Yeah,
seems like,
yeah,
yeah. Okay. I'm excited to hear what they got.
me too.
Cause I people didn't really like Bee Juice Crips that much, But I think it's really good. I think, in my opinion.
I think the problem with Juicy Crips,
Yeah.
I don't have a problem with it, but I think the problem with it is a little too like the songs like aren't really like these sort of heavy bulking like macho sort of like rock songs, these big riffs like a lot of the other songs. I'm not saying all the songs on the previous record were, but stuff like Mirrored and Gloss Drop, like because I think a lot of that was like Dave, and when you take Dave away and it's just like Ian and John, and Ian's are more like his parts are more like brighter and not as like and more cyclical and not as like heavy.
Yeah.
I think yeah.
So I guess it kind of goes against like the environments they were creating with this.
Yeah.
One. Oh, this is a good part.
Oh yeah. That was the part I was talking about, the pointy part.
Yeah. Wait, who's playing this one? You said Tiondai was playing it?
Yeah, I think I want to say I think they're all playing it. There's some vocals, sorry. I think there may be some vocal right here that's kind of hard to hear, but I think he did that. Well, obviously he did it, but no, actually that's guitar. Sorry, it's just the way on the audio because it's like so low, it sounded like some vocal, but
yeah.
Also, I just like to love the CD like artwork where it just shows like all the equipment.
Yeah, I was gonna bring up the album cover, but I don't know why I didn't decide to. But yeah, it's like I don't know. It's a good one. It shows their stuff. They use a lot of equipment on their Wikipedia page. It shows everything they use in this.
Yeah, it's like all the amps, all the like the guitars, the keyboards, the effects pedals, the cables. I mean, it's like cables, the stands for the keyboards. And by actually, there's a live performance at Lowlands Festival, and I think Switzerland in 2007. That's all 4 members, and it was a really great set. But there's like one song they did. I want to say it's a song from one of the EPs. I think SZ2 or something like that. Which is a really great song. But I think because that live performance, they're not performing the whole song. They're performing the latter half of the song, and it's like fun to watch like Tyonde. He's sort of like playing his guitar, and while he's doing that, he's picking up his like keyboard and putting it on the stand, and just like how he's able to just like do that seamlessly.
Yeah,
not like anything messing up.
On Atlas, like, isn't he like does like he like is like doing like a guitar tap while playing the keyboard. Yeah. Which is like insane. They're like this band is probably like the best like multi-instrumental like players like in the same room. They are like
exactly. I really just love how exaggerated the vocals like sound. Because if you like pay attention to the lyrics, he says, I'll pull up the lyrics real quick.
Yeah, I got you.
I can show you what I'm talking about, because I cannot remember the lyrics for the life of me.
Yeah, it's hard. Here.
Why would some echo outrace a statement as vague as one time I was amazed? So it kind of represents what he's doing with the vocals. He's not really saying anything like actually of substance, but it's like, you know, the echo. Like it's sort of like he put on this like echo, and really he's sort of really exaggerating and making it sound this very like
it's like almost like it's like almost like Guided by Voices, where he just says it really like well, and it just like creates something in you.
Yeah, but it's like the lyrics are ironic and satirical in a sense. I don't know if satirical is the right word, but ironic.
Yeah, for sure. Honestly. Yeah.
like the phrase like once one time I was amazed is just like vague. Like what does that mean? You know?
Really, like. Yeah, it kind of like goes into like his presence and like he's like the driving force kind of like
Oh yeah.
where he's the one to say all that and
I think there's like a song on like Spotify
mm-hmm.
for the song. There's like one song. I want to say Snare Hangar, um, or maybe I think it's Snare Hangar or Decker. One of those songs. There's like wrong lyrics on there. I don't know what song it is. Actually, no. I want to say it's probably Decker because Snare Hangar has the lyrics to like a Megadeth song.
What?
Which like I didn't know, like, because I always saw the lyrics and I was like, oh, all right. Then like I heard the Megadeth song just somehow. I was like, wait, that's the lyrics of this, and I was like, oh, it's just like because basically the songs I think have like similar titles, like Center Hangar, and then I think the Megadeth song is called Hangar 18. So just similar titles.
Yeah, and they just put it in there on
Yeah.
Spotify. You want to play that one too, or is there a song that you want to highlight?
Um, we do Tige. I really like Tige.
All right, let's do Tige. That's like yeah, that's the one towards the end.
Yeah, that's like the second to last song.
Here, I'll just play it on YouTube.
All right.
Tige. Boom.
Oh, it's for Tige, the lyrics.
Oh yeah, you here. I'll pull it double. Or oops. Can I play both? Yeah. Bum 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 dum, dum.
All right, I gotta say for Siege, it's probably my favorite on the record. Um, I like to imagine like this sounds to me like a roller coaster.
Mm.
Like all right, the beginning is you're leaving like the station, and then you're going up, and this part is like you're going up the first like hill, where it's like building
Yeah.
up momentum, and then the drop, and then like when they start like the full band starts playing, it's like when you finally like drop down the first hill, and that's what I like. That's like what I imagine I had when I listened to it. These lyrics though are I don't know. I don't think these obviously aren't like in the song. I don't know what song these go to. Um,
Oh, then wait, these are wrong.
yeah, these are wrong. That's
Oh,
why. Yeah, I was just like saying like that was the lyrics I was like talking about because I couldn't remember if the lyrics were to like Lane Decker or another song, but
apparently, yeah, this is instrumental.
yeah, there are vocal parts, but they're just like loops, wordless vocals.
Yeah, well, we can still. You want to listen to this one and just talk over it?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, this one. Yeah, I like that intro. It's really good.
I was saying.
I don't know how they do it. It's like
What they do is Dave, the bassist, he started like the main like loop. I want to say he started it with his like line 6004, and then he like connected it. They had this like main loop stage like loop sort of like this like effects box called the Gibson Echo Flexor, which they like send their like loops to, and that'll like be like the main loop.
oh, okay.
I think that's what he's doing. And there's a part of the song that's like coming up that I really like. Hold on. Probably be a minute before it comes. Very catchy song.
Yeah, it's like it's a really danceable
Yeah.
track.
It's like really weird, but very like I don't know, pretty cool.
Yeah, there's always like yeah, you were talking about like how it's like dark. Yeah, like I'm
Yeah.
noticing like yeah, like the synthesizer part is like really like
Wait, go. Rewind it. We missed my favorite part.
oh wait,
Oh,
what's up?
we rewind it a bit. We missed my favorite part.
Oh,
Probably go back like 20, 30 seconds.
is it,
Actually, a little bit before that.
all right, we're good right here. Wait, did we get to the part that you wanted to highlight?
I don't. It's somewhere in the song, but if I tell you the part, you probably know it. But it's this part.
It's like the part where
It's
like
this where the
yeah, yeah,
part
yeah.
and then, like the vocal. That was the part I was talking about. That
Oh,
was my favorite part.
oh, okay, yeah.
That's why we missed it. I just like, but yeah.
Yeah, that
I was like, I thought the part came up more in the song, or maybe only comes up like once or twice. It's a very tension building song.
mm-hmm.
Like Rainbow, it just keeps building the tension.
Yeah,
I really like this part too with like the guitar. I think that guitar part right there, Ty on Braxton is doing.
yeah, it's like the oh this part?
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
that sort of like part in the background. I think that's Dave.
Well, that percussion's good. I like that. It's like the
Yeah,
shaker.
that was all. Yeah, the whole percussion of that song was just great, particularly this song. That vocal too is just really great.
Yeah, that you said vocal part? Yeah, like the
Yeah,
he's kind of like
it sounds like it's like hiccuping.
yeah. Yeah, like it really reminds me of Black Dice. Like
Oh yeah, 100%.
it's just yeah, like you said. Yeah, it's
I actually think they played like, I think they played like shows together. I want to say.
oh that would be sick. I hope
Yeah.
there's some on YouTube maybe.
Maybe. I just love the way that song ends.
Sounds like Mad Mouse.
Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah, here. So yeah, like so yeah, so we were talking about like Dawn Cab and like all those like math rock that were kind of like around there. But like who do you think is like primarily like influenced by battles? Like the children of this like band, I guess.
The big one I mentioned earlier was Everything Everything.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and particularly their first album, like you can just really tell, like stuff like the song D Diamond D just sounds like a Everything Everything song with a dense, like complex lyrics.
Mm-hmm.
The very sort of zany instrumentation and the vocals. Um, uh,
Yeah, I haven't heard everything. Maybe I gotta check it out.
They listen to their albums. Get to heaven. You may have seen the cover before. It's kind of like a pretty popular cover in the music community online. Man Alive is their first record. It's great. Yeah, I think Get to Heaven is probably their best record.
Oh yeah, okay, I've seen this cover before. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, yeah, I'll check it out.
All right, yeah.
Yeah, do you have any other ones you can think of like?
Other bands. I'm trying to think. Black Midi, obviously. I
Mm-hmm.
feel like. Um,
It's hard.
I think they were. I think they were a band that's kind of like it's like if you hear artists like mention them and then you listen to music, it's like oh yeah, but I can't really make the obvious connection like most times.
Mm-hmm.
Idols, I know the front man for Idols listed Battles as an influence, but I don't know like how much of an influence Battles is on the band Idols. Um,
Yeah, there. I saw one online. It's the pop star Lord.
yeah.
She made like a band that was inspired by Battles, Fugazi, and some other ones like something like that. I've
Oh,
never heard anything from that, but that's one that I saw on online.
that's
Mm.
actually pretty interesting because I know she also she also really liked Animal Collective, in particular the album Merryweather,
That's a good
Post
one.
Pavilion. But I never heard of it. That's interesting.
Yeah, I might have to listen to that. I don't know if there's anything online, but
No, have you seen there was this like talent there's this kids at this like high school talent show who recreated and performed the whole entire album at the talent show
of what
on YouTube.
on
Mirrored.
on Mirrored? Oh, whoa, really?
Yeah,
You gotta send
yeah.
that to me.
You just
That
like yeah. If I find it, I have to do some digging because you can't just like search it up on. I mean, you can, but I don't remember exactly what the video was called. But when I find it, like I'll definitely send it to
yeah,
you.
that sounds cool.
Yeah, it's really good. Like the way these kids are like able to do like just all the parts.
With the same equipment, or are they like
I don't think it's not the same equipment like for the vocals. I don't know I can't remember what they're doing, but for the pretty much the most part, just the way they're able to do it because these are like young kids
mm-hmm.
who are able to like do this.
Yeah.
It's really great.
Okay, yeah, yeah. Like you're saying like the vocals like they can like do like the vocals without the manipulation you're saying, or
I want to say because actually the vocals for the like there's two different people doing vocals. There's like a female and a male. The male is actually better than the female because the female kind of like in particular I think she did the song D Diamond D. It just kind of didn't sound right to me.
mm,
Um, I want to say I think they're like I don't know if they're like looping the vocals at all. I can't remember.
okay, yeah. I would have to check that out then.
Yeah, I'll send it to you.
Yeah, and do you so I kind of ran out of topics. Do you have any like things that you wanted to say? I know on Twitter I saw you reviewed Creature Comforts by Black Dice, and you gave
Yeah,
it a score. What would be your your score for this one?
I'd say I give it a 10. I really do think it is the perfect record. Like I think from like start to finish, like it's a record to me that like I know actually I'd say one thing I changed about the record is
Oh yeah.
is I do love the record, but I think I would switch Race out and I'd have that as the intro and then have Race in as the outro because to me like Race in just like the way it ends with like the vocals like getting higher and higher, that just sounds like the ending of like the album.
Yeah, that
But as opposed to like Race Out would just be like the guitars, like it's like it is cool, but it is kind of like I don't know. I just wish like that was the intro because it like starts with that like very atmospheric sort of like guitar at the beginning of Race Out, and the whole band comes in and the whole band gets introduced, and then it's like the guitar starts.
mhm.
And I think that would be a perfect intro.
Mm. Yeah, I definitely agree. It's like I would switch that as well. Now that you
Thank you.
brought it up. Yeah. Um. But yeah, for me, yeah, I like this record. It's good. I much prefer, or no, not I don't know. For me, it's kind of just like whatever you're like I'm feeling on that day. Like I could
Oh yeah, go to.
prefer
I get
like
what you mean.
Gloss Drop or this album, and yeah, so it depends on the day. But I think this one is probably more solid than Gloss Drop. There's more bangers on Gloss Drop, but there's a lot of like songs that I'm not like too like huge on, especially on like the instrumental parts.
I think Gloss I think Gloss Drop has their biggest the biggest sort of like juxtaposition between like poppier songs
Mm.
like Ice Cream and the more heavier songs like My Machines, or
And
Afro Castle.
oh yeah, that's a good one. And the one with Yamataka Eye from Boredoms.
Oh yeah, Sundown. That's great. That's great. I love that one.
Yeah, I maybe like I compared it like maybe Gloss Shop for me is like the peaks of like what the band could do, and like maybe Mirrored is like the consistency throughout like the
Yeah,
whole.
definitely.
Yeah, but yeah, is that yeah? I think we got to the towards the end. Would you like to say anything else before we wrap things up?
Uh, listen. If you don't listen to, if you're listening to this podcast and you don't listen to
Yeah,
battles,
what are you even doing if you're like here?
yeah, listen to battles. Listen to Mirror, Gloss Drop, Lottie Dottie, Juicy Crips,
Just all of
Kid
them, yeah.
Fight.
Because
Yeah, all this
they're
stuff.
gonna be releasing a new record allegedly, so you gotta
Yeah,
study up.
allegedly.
Yeah.
Yep,
But yeah, the so some of the episodes we're gonna do a Visual K episode and then another or a Boredoms one, a Boredoms album, and then the next part will be the Black Dice, which you're gonna be on hopefully.
yep. I will. When are you planning on doing the Black Dice one?
Somewhere around like January 20, or no, not January. I mean July 22. Sorry, like around
Okay,
there.
July 22nd. Yeah, I can. I should be able to. I should be able to.
Yeah, I'm gonna be like it's probably not gonna be around there because that's my birthday and I reserved that
Okay, yeah.
one, yeah, for myself. So it would probably be around there. Not gonna be on that date, probably not. Just
Okay,
around there. So yeah, yeah, stream battles, and all and check out like the live stuff. They're amazing live, and
exactly.
yeah, well, I'll drop the kids performing it. And yeah, do you want to play like a final like concluding song, maybe Race In, or
Sure.
yeah, or I mean whatever one that feels like concluding to the.
I think racing. I like I think racing.
All right, let's do it. Race In battles. Boom.
All the drums on this part at the beginning,
Mm-hmm. I was
and that
like,
light guitar.
oh yeah, wait, go ahead.
Yeah, that guitar that Ian is doing. I really like it. It sort of like sounds like it's like sort of cascading like up and down.
Yeah.
Or like
And like the vocals are also doing that, which you'll hear the
oh yeah,
bum bum
definitely, yeah,
bum
exactly.
bum.
I think Ian's doing this keyboard part too.
Oh yeah, that bass.
That guitar, that bass, yeah, is definitely bass. Or guitar. Sometimes it's hard to
Yeah.
tell which is like guitar or bass.
Yeah, because now that you mentioned like Hyundai like plays like the darker parts, like it kind of gets like foggy where
Yeah.
where they.
I love this part. I think this song probably has my favorite vocals on it.
Yeah. Yeah, that honestly, yeah, this one's really good.
I would have been cool, like, if the Mars Volta and Battles when Battles dropped that record were touring together. That would have been like cool because I feel like listening to this album and then listening to like their early albums, you can definitely tell some similarities just with like the progressive rock and experimental rock angle to it and the sort of the manipulated vocals. I really feel like they're similar, and I really feel like it would have been like really cool to see that band those two bands live together, but they never did, unfortunately.
Yeah, that would be interesting. I like some of their albums.
Yeah, me too. I think that first album was definitely my favorite.
What was the name of that one?
The Louse in the Comatorium.
Because I know the one with the guy in the car.
Oh yeah, that's Francis and Me. Weirdly, like I used to really like that record, and I really listened to it, and it was just kind of I did enjoy it, but like for some reason I preferred like the Louse in the Comatorium the second time around.
Yeah, I'm also wondering if Battles and the Liars have ever like played together. That would be like an interesting ticket.
I can. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe like, cause they were both in New York at the same time. Although when Battles was kind of starting, like Liars had pretty much already left New York, so they were like in New York for that first record, and then like their second record they were in New Jersey, and then Drums Not Dead they were in Germany, and I think the fourth record they were back in the United States.
Okay.
So I mean I'm sure they could have played shows together, maybe like on a festival bill or something, like maybe Pitchfork Festival. I think they did play Pitchfork together, maybe. Like, don't quote me on that though.
Yeah. Yeah, Liars is definitely one that you helped me get into, and I want to do an episode on them. They're really interesting.
Yeah, I think that I think you can do either like I think Drums Not Dead or They Were Wrong are probably two that I would be really cool to do a video. Probably Drums Not Dead.
All right, yeah, but yeah, before we talk about that, yeah, thank you guys for watching. Next episode will be probably next week or somewhere around there. And yeah. So yeah, see you guys next time. Goodbye.